What is ESP and escape? Every new car in Europe has been fitted with electronic stability control since 2014, but what is escape, and what is ESP for that matter? Escape, or ESP, is widely regarded as one of the greatest car safety advances in the history of motoring, up there with seatbelts and airbags. But whereas seatbelts and airbags are designed to protect you when disaster strikes, escape, or ESP as the same technology is also widely known, earns its keep by keeping you out of trouble in the first place. For the record, escape stands for Electronic Stability Control and ESP stands for Electronic Stability Program. They're the same thing and research suggests it really does work. We've seen UK stats that suggest drivers could be 25% less likely to be involved in a fatal accident when driving an ESP-equipped car, while Swedish researchers reckon drivers could be 32% less likely to suffer a fatal accident during poor weather conditions. It's a grim thought, but clearly electronic stability control is worth having. Europe's lawmakers think so too, which is why all cars sold in Europe since 2014 have been fitted with especially. Many premium models have had it for much longer than that. How do ESP and escape work? With so many electronic systems fitted to cars these days, each with their own individual acronyms, it's not surprising some people find the subject confusing. In this case, the situation is not helped by the fact that a variety of acronyms are used to mean the same thing, depending on which manufacturer you're talking to. So ESP, Electronic Stability Program, is variously known as ESCAPE, Electronic Stability Control, VSC, Vehicle Stability Control, VSA, Vehicle Stability Assist, or DSC, Dynamic Stability Control. Some car makers use their own in-house brands to promote ESP too, so you might come across Volvo's DSTC, Dynamic Stability and Traction Control, or Porsche's PSM, Porsche Stability Management, for example. So now we've cleared that up, let's take a look at how ESP works. Adding a third dimension to ABS and traction control. Before you can have ESP, first you need ABS, anti-lock braking system, and TCS, traction control system. In their simplest form, these two systems work to keep the car under control when slowing down, ABS, or accelerating, TC, so are basically intervening in your car's longitudinal dynamics. ESP adds an extra dimension, as it intervenes in the lateral plane, working to correct unwanted sideways motion that could otherwise result in serious understeer or oversteer, and preventing lateral skids. At least up to a point, as statistics suggest, ESP can only avert 80% of skidding incidents, although with skidding involved in 40% of fatalities on the road. It's easy to see why ESP so improves outcomes. Even so, it's worth keeping Scotty of the USS Enterprise's words in mind. Ye can't change the laws of physics. Extra stability while cornering with escape. As ESP provides an extra layer of safety on top of ABS and TCS, you won't be surprised to learn it uses much of the hardware from those systems to operate. Using sensors to measure the speed of individual wheels, as well as information from lateral acceleration sensors and yaw rate sensors, the ESP control unit is constantly monitoring the car's sideways movements and relating them to the degree of steering wheel inputs. If and when the car doesn't respond to a steering input as expected, or if a steering or acceleration input is itself so great it begins to unsettle the car, then the ESP will brake wheels individually in an attempt to steer the car safely along the line the driver intended. Added benefits of escape. Because escape is able to brake the car's wheels independently of the pedal being applied, it opens the door to various other safety technologies. These include brake assist, where braking distances are reduced if the car senses the driver isn't braking as hard as they might in an emergency situation, and hill hold control. The latter works by keeping the brakes on for a couple of seconds after the brake pedal is released during a hill start, thus stopping the car from rolling back. Commercial vehicles fitted with escape can have additional sensors that measure load, weight and position, and adapt the escape responses accordingly. This maximizes the stabilizing effect of escape interventions however a vehicle is loaded, and escape responses can even adjust mid-incident, should a load shift during cornering or braking. ESP also provides a cheap and efficient tire pressure monitoring system. Because it measures individual wheel speeds, ESP can tell if a tire is losing pressure as it will affect the rotation speed of that wheel only. Has your car's escape system ever prevented you having an accident? Let us know in the comments.